Hello, everybody. This is episode 16, and what we're going to do today is the bundles. Now, I don't know how far I can go with all of these stuff, but the idea why I want to get this is under this one right over here. You can see the ribbit harvestings. Now, as long as we finish all of the community center except the abandoned farm, we should get the ribbit hut. Now, what the ribbit hut does is in a 3x3 space, it will auto collect all the crops at 8 a.m. So pretty much this create setup right here would be obsolete and it would be so much easier to handle and not, have to deal with figuring out all this code stuff. And yeah, so hopefully we can get it today. If not, probably unlock it the next episode. Some things to note though, I did mark out the whole area right here, but they still managed to teleport out. Like even though I did it from like underneath all around, I'm not sure how you prevent the teleportation. So the thing what I've been doing is I've just been leaving them alone over there in hopes that they don't get angry and come towards me. But when I come back to them, we're going to have to basically bury them way down under the ground. And then it doesn't matter if they're, happy or upset. As long as they get food, they're going to give us plorts. Now over here, I was trying out to see if I can use deployers on these guys. And sadly, it does not work. I do have to go under the bottom path and probably do this clockwork implant. So there goes the idea with the truffles. I'd rather get that one just so because I do forget to pet them. I really do. But as you can see, they are slowly getting there. They're almost at 10. Wait, was that guy? No, he was on 9. Oh, that one's on 10. Okay, there we go. Number 10 done. That means we should be getting artifacts. Okay, I did spell it right. So maybe this is this day he got it to 10. So from now on, we're going to start getting 24 of those spark stones though. Oh, and I did find a merchant and I managed to buy these 2 books, or Blue Grill Meridian, and this one, the Depth. No longer adding fees to the depth from dying in the Skull Cavern, which that doesn't really matter, seeing as we are multimillionaires now, but it's still nice to have. And the only thing I did change is the fish ponds. So I changed it to this layout right over here, because then I can just keep going lower and expanding them this way. And the idea is you just stick a exporter on top, right, with that regulator. Put in sparkstone, that's a 64. There we go. Yep, works. Okay. And yeah, just exporter on not on top. It could just be on the side like this one. So into this fish pond thing, and then underneath goes into the barrel with an importer. So this is the way I will be doing it. And yeah, just gotta expand lower and lower and lower. But remember, sadly, it only does 12. So we got 3 here and 3 here. And I don't have as many netherfish right now that I really want to do. I can do some. Like I have a few netherfishes to add into the groupings, but I will figure that out another time. But as you can see, we got some koi fish now. I thought I would do all 12 with them, but just one of these guys, or I guess 6 of them for now, will work. I will want to find another amethyst geode until we get all of those guys ready. Now we're just going to go ahead and look at the bundles. And what can we make of these things right now? Cauliflower, turnip, all that, bell peppers. Let me see. Bell peppers, let's take those. Watermelon, blueberry, oat, melon, blueberry. We have those already planted, but I'm guessing we just we haven't harvested it yet. And for these things also, I did kind of go ahead and plant them. I made a whole greenhouse layer for the bottom just to be sure I have all of at least some of the crops. But now is the perfect time to harvest everything, so we're going to just do that real quick. And this is the bottom that I was talking about. I did make a whole layer of the greenhouse class, but it looks like some of them are still not fully grown yet. And we're just going to wait here for a little bit more because I think the strawberries are going to be done here at 6 a.m. Potentially the eggplants, but I think the eggplants maybe have a few more days. But so far, these are all the things we've gotten. Crazy amount of wheat. Over 5,000 from those 7 plots, man. Goodness. A lot of bell peppers. And a lot of ghost peppers for just a 1 layer thing. And since we do have that stack upgrade on the importer itself, it is making quick work of everything in here. So for spring, we need cauliflower and lettuce. So submit those. And all we're missing here is those eggplants, which is going to be ready in these 1 or 2 days. And then for the husbandry thing, we have most of those things. Now, sadly, the quality bundles are going to be the one that probably is going to hold us back because we don't have much cauliflower, nor do we have much eggplants. But the corn and the bell peppers, I believe we do have the ones. Let's see, for the freshwater, we're going to need a carp. We're going to need a beaked herring, a piranha, a gar, and a frosty fin. And there we go. That's the freshwater done. Crab trap thing, we're going to need crab, lobster, shrimp, and the coral fragments. Very nice. Catfish, a sino, brown trout, and duality of... And I think that's all of those. Got myself another fish smoker. The sneep schnorp, my favorite fish. And that should be all of them for the ocean fish once again. Evaporator, placed next to water to make salt. And then the nether fish, we did catch all of those, I do know for a fact. And that's all those completed with another free fish pond. And a Neptunium infused hook. 4% chance to catch relic troves, increased luck. Alrighty, one more day for the cauliflowers, and here we go with the eggplants. Let's see, I think we have rosemary and we have sugar. And let's go ahead and make a brewing station. We'll just go straight to copper because I think... Yeah, once we complete this, we're going to get that reinforced one, so it does not matter. So we're going to need a silo. We'll just make 2 of them. Never mind, we're going to make 1 more. You know what? We don't have barley, so we'll do wheat. I think we have plenty of those. Going to make a unlimited water source real quick. Grab some coal. So how we're going to do this is we're going to put in 1 of those, 2 wheats in there. And then we're going to place water inside. And then we're going to place coal right in here. And that starts the mini game. Now, if this goes down, we have to add in water. If it goes up, we have to take water out. If this becomes sparkly red, we right click it. The reason why we do this is because it'll increase the quality of it. And we'll get more yield from it. Gotta add that water. Gotta take away the water. And that's completed. Now we're gonna need mugs. So we'll have to come back, and I think it's the farmer. Yep, beer mugs. Just buy a stack. Now that was 4 of them. Now hopefully that is good enough. Now if you didn't realize, guys, how much money we just made right there through this mini game. Because it was 2 of the dried wheat and 1 yeast. Now yeast is pretty cheap to make. You get literally 1 wheat, which is like 40 gold, and sugar. So basically 60 gold tops to make 12. And another here. So let's just say 200 gold tops. You made 1,700 from the Mago Allen. And since it is an artisan product, if we did have this one for the 80% more, more money in general. But let's see, does that complete it? Submit? It does, nice. And then over here, I should have that completed now with the rosemary. Complete that, submit, very nice. And now we get that reinforced one, which lets us do the last version, or lets us make all the stuff now. So that is now completed, and we got ourselves some free greenhouse glass and some other things. So now we're missing just a few more things in here. Alrighty, different change of scenery, winemaking. So what we're going to need is any of these wines. Now, which one would be the easiest? Chorus, red grape juice, chorus fruits. Well, we do have chorus, so let's go ahead and actually knock some of these down with a arrow, or if you don't have those, snowballs also work. And the only reason why I do this is just to get some back of the fruits itself. Or not the fruits, the flowers itself. But with 14, that is enough to replant everything, so then we can just go ahead and just chop this all down. Forest fruits are one of like the really good money makers also, because it's like right there we just made 2,000. Not much work, and they just keep growing in general. Like they don't have like on a daily cycle. So for the vine stuff, we're gonna make a great press. Grab ourselves some glass. Grab ourselves 2 deployers. Make ourselves some axes. Now technically we do want this one, the fastest one, but for the moment we're not gonna really care about it. So we're gonna need a water wheel. Okay, needs to come a little bit closer. Oh, that's not good. So let's go back to the slime thing. Hopefully he'll teleport back inside. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Just punch him real quick just so he's not angry, I guess. But yeah, that is way too close. So we might have to kill them all. For the moment, we're just going to try and stay away from them. Because we do have a lot of them for now. Like, look at this. We have 300,000 in minty plorts and almost 500,000 in the ender plorts. So we can make way more of them now. So it is not an issue if I do decide to get rid of them. And we just need a exporter. Right on top. Another exporter on top of this one. Grab some cables. Hook them up to the system. And then we place a importer on this guy. I'm going to test this out. I can't remember if I needed a hopper or something underneath, or if I can just stick with it alone. But we're just going to need the wine bottles. Stick these into the exporter. And that should do all that. But then we need to turn this into whitelist mode. And turn off white bottles. Right? No. Blacklist mode. And white bottles, and then that should be good. Not white bottles, wine bottles. And then over here, oh, I've been up with my grapes. I've not been doing my grapes. Okay, we're gonna have to plant them and start doing those. Let's make a stem. Make some wood. Do that. Make some posts, and then with those posts, we can make some stems. And then we'll just do this. Stem it up like so. That's not what I wanted to place. Like so. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. It's like I was counting. And so we got to be up on top of these guys just for a little bit, because we're just going to need a little bit of the juice just to finish off the task. So now what we're going to do is type in slime, and we're going to want, grab like these pink guys. We won't really need many of them. Grab ourselves our slime gun, and we will want the baby versions. So just throw them out and just attack them. Alrighty, with all of that, now we should be able to just come in here and throw them. There we go. There goes one. Alrighty, and that's all of them in there. So all I have to do is just grab these red savannah grapes, go into here, place under export, and though it will be very slow, it's slowly putting in those grapes. Remember, this one has to do it like 6 times. So this one's the one you do want to speed up. This one doesn't have to be that fast. Now it seems because I have bloodlust, I have to go ahead and kill some stuff to get some food. That's the one thing about having like those slimes nearby us. But just like that, we are completely full. And then if we go over here, oh, you know what? I forgot about these guys, the juicy slimes. Because the juicy plorts, if we rip it, we'll get red grape juice. So we need chorus wine, the 3 chorus fruits, and some of that red grape juice. And we're just going to go ahead and place down a new fermentation barrel to grab some of that red grape. And then those chorus fruits. And in 10 minutes, that will be ready. Now then, on to the next one. Let's see. Crimson red grapes. Are they all going to be crimson? I'm not sure if we have any. Yeah, I'm thinking they're all going to be the nether stuff. Okay. What about the last one? Apple wine, we have that. Chenet. Red grape juice. Peaches. And I think we do have those berries. Yeah, we do. So let's make some more fermentation barrels. Okay, let's go ahead and buy a peach tree. And then we're just going to add it to our little thing over here. Ready, and hopefully those grow soon. And that's going to be another wine down. So for those crimson grapes, I will have to go ahead to the bottom layer of the skull cavern and hit up those boxes down there, because I think it's like a 6% chance down there. Yeah, 6% chance. They hit up the Grimwood, so that's what we're going to do while we wait for these to go. And I don't think our peach is ready right now. Shame, but we'd have to just wait a little bit more, like 10 minutes extra, whenever that's going to be ready. Alrighty, well, we're down here. Now we just gotta hope. Oh, that was the warped one. Oh, wait, we did get one. I didn't even notice. Now, regardless, we'll stay down here. Oh, what was that? Regardless, we'll stay down here and keep going. Alrighty, and that is it from me. So let's head back home. Can't help but think these grapes aren't growing for some reason. Oh, wait. Why they just randomly all just spawn in? Weird. What? Man got out of his hole again. Like, I really don't know why he keeps doing that. Just smack him. I guess hindsight, giving him the ability to teleport, maybe wasn't the good idea. Alright, where's those other seeds? But we're gonna need to make some obsidian stems. And that is that chorus wine completed. So we can go ahead and now submit that. Now, which one can we do with those? Lemon? No. That one. Ooh, iridium scrap. Is there one easier than that, though? Alloy leaves. Haven't even found those. Lava fizz. Ghost peppers. We can do that. That's even better because we don't even need that much juice. The ghost peppers it is. So we'll just load it up just to be ready. This one, the Bolvanair wine. That one is completed. And then, oh, that's right. We're waiting for peaches. Well, it looks like we just have one peach done. But thankfully, since we do have the +2 thing, it gave us 3 peaches. And that's all we needed. Alrighty, and that is now peaches going in. So that's going to be done here soon. Now, I think the only thing now holding us back is just going to be the grapes waiting on them. So what we're going to do is, since we got 4, we're going to go ahead and throw these in the seed maker actually. And then that way we'll get 6 of them. And then we're just going to head to sleep. And then we're just going to make a couple more obsidian things. And there they are, the crimson grape seeds. Alrighty, and that is all the 8 ones that we'll need. I think we just need 1 bottle. Alright, so with our spark generators now actually hitting like 10 affection and like some of them are about to be there. If I go into my thing and type in artifact now, you can see we're already at 56 of them. Now, if we go over to it and press U while hovering over it, if we look in the recycling, every single one of these things is giving us 6 sparkstone. So we already have 300 sparkstone. And since it's 6 every single day, or 4 artifacts, we're getting 24 of them. Sparkstone per thing, essentially. Granted, the recycler has to, process it. But that's a lot of sparkstone there. All we gotta do is just come over here and then just input the artifact thing all in there, and then just set it to 64. Just so it's kind of like always wanting to be in there, and it's not going in there because I have it. But now it's going. Just to help it out, we'll just grab all of them and just put it in there. And you can see it at its work. But just with those alone now, it's basically funding our sparkstone like usage at the moment from all the things. Ah, there we go. We got 2 bottles. So I think it was this one. It was 10 minutes and that will be completed. Oh, we got that Chinette wine. So we can now throw that in here. And I already threw in the white grape juice in there. So also another 10 minutes. And that means the wine will be done. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and now figure out these fermentation ones. So, beetroots. We're going to need 5 beetroots and salt. There we go. Let's just buy like 4 stacks. And since we need 6, so let's just go ahead and make some more fermentation jars. Alrighty, that was 6 of them. So let's see, salt in each one of them. Beetroot for 1. Lucked out, I got 8. Okay. Some eggs. Some fish. Cod, salmon, or tropical. Well, we have tropical. Overnight oats. So let's see, berries, oat. Do I have any oat? Yep, 1 oat. Berry. 2 of those. Melon slice and apple. And last thing was pumpkin slice. I'm guessing it's just a cutting board and then a pumpkin on it and a knife. Yep, that looked right. And I think it was a bowl. Yep. And then last but not least is vinegar. Which, we should actually already have all that. We just need a jar and those vinegar bottles. Let's see, jar. There we go, vinegar. Okay, and then all those should be finishing up for us. Let's see, pine, oak, got pepper preserves. Do those count? They do. Oolong tea we do not have. I think we have some mayonnaise. Got 1 canvas. Oolong tea. Now that's going to be a little bit of a pain. So for the oolong tea, we're going to need the tea leaves. Now for the tea leaves, if I remember right, fishing is going to be the fastest way. Specifically because the lock boxes. Let me see, where's lock boxes? Right here. Lock boxes have a 12% chance. Now, I think I have some still left over. So I have 18 of them. Let's give that a go. Wait, was that literally nice? They don't require anything fancy. They're fine in the summer. So we're just going to go ahead and change out some of the stuff. And we're going to harvest everything also. What we're going to do is we're going to remove some of these wheatlands and then just grow it up here. Because like that. I don't want to miss the spare day. Now, because I don't want to wait, we're going to use this organic mash on it. And just go through it real quick. And then we're going to just stick all those into the seed thing. I know I could do this all automatically, but the only reason why I'm not is since I'm already here, I might as well do it and save myself the sparkstone consumption. All right, now, sadly, we don't have a lot of the tea leaves because we will need to make quite a bit of these blocks. So we're just going to have to wait for more of those seeds to happen. But all we got to do is just take our thing, make the blocks, and as simple as just place them down. And eventually they're just going to dry because you can see those little green particles going on it. Basically let us know that it is drying. And I realized I wasn't a forced chunk, so we just break that, which funny enough, it just goes back into like the tea leaf thing, so you'll just have to remake that block. But we'll just place it in here. And we're going to get ourselves a upgrade for the fluid drawer, just because we're still at high level and I want to drain those levels. So we'll just come to this guy, and since it's pretty cheap, we're just going to go ahead and buy the iridium upgrade, and we'll just buy 4 of them because 4 is the max you can do. And we went from holding 32 buckets to holding 2 million buckets. More than we'll ever need. So while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a mini fridge. Place that down. And we're just going to put in some cacao thing in there. And a snowball. And that should make us a chocolate sundae thingy. Or, yeah, chocolate sundae. We can go ahead and deposit that. We have chocolate cakes from whenever we messed up on our cookies over there. We can make those. All right, that's the lava fizz one done. Let's go ahead and import that. And that is the jelly wine. Let's go ahead and import that. That one's completed. We're working on that oolong tea. Fermentation bundle should actually be done here then. Go see. Nice, completed. And we got ourselves a magic peanut. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what the magic peanut does. So we're just going to get rid of one of these things and place that in there. So we just hit late season, so let's go ahead and see what the bookseller's selling. Ooh, Frog Bazaar. Nice. Wuthering Waves, a slime containment project. Slouching. 67 million for that. That's nuts. But what are we missing? The Frog's Bounty Bazaar. We can get that one. Not that we will ever use it. But sadly still no of like the lead thing. And then we're just going to go ahead and just mine all this stuff out. Let's see. Any luck? The answer is no. And there we go. These guys are dried, so we can go ahead and use a hoe and just break those. Now, this is where we have to stop though, because we don't have enough dried thing to make a block to go to the next section. But actually, let me see. Do we have our tea yet? Was it a new day? It was not. I'm going to go to sleep here, and we're going to replace our wheat from up here to more tea. Alrighty. We got ourselves a stack of tea leaves now. So we're going to go ahead and just break all these. And it looks like we are like having some kind of like lag. Not entirely sure why. And looks like it's back to normal. Strange. Right, and that should be more than enough tea leaves for the moment. Now every like whatever, how long it takes, eventually we'll have all the stuff to then make that oolong tea. All right, next up we're gonna make this oatmeal with strawberries. And we go ahead and just place all that stuff in there. Now we're gonna need to make a stove. And when you are making a stove, by the way, make sure you are just making this one, the Farm and Charm, because it has a built-in oven. And then place coal down on the bottom. And it works like any other cooker. Next, we gotta make ourselves a roaster. We're gonna need eggs, butter, and bacon. Now we'll just need that mincer to make ourselves the bacon. We're just gonna need to make a campfire, put those frozen guys on there. And I realize now I can go maybe the magical shears on my pigs. That is fine. We'll just go on about cooking. We got beetroot, onion, tomato, and vegetables, so we can make that then. And we got ourselves the ratatouille. Next we can make that cheese tart. Let's grab one of the warp cheeses. And then that is completed. And then all we're missing is that last one, which is just those bacons, which now we should have in here. Throw that in the mincer. And then that was butter, 2 eggs, and the bacon. And when you do this, make sure you do place it above a stove, that Farm and Charm stove, or the roaster, just so the fire is active there. And then last but not least, we need to just place a bowl. And there we go, bacon and eggs. Now, what was the thing that we actually had to make? Then it's just bread. So we'll just add that to the favorites. And then do this. Bam, completed. And that's that one done. Now literally all we're missing is that oolong tea. And we should then have that thing completed. Alrighty, well, the dried greens are now dried. So we can go ahead and just harvest it all. And then out of all of these, we can go ahead and make a couple. Let's make 4. And then if you remember when we were underground, we'll need to make that tea kettle once again. And we're just going to place it right there. Alrighty, and now we got black tea leaves. Now what we got to do is break these guys down. Grab them. Yeah, that way. And then we could just place that down. Place in some glass bottles. Get some blaze powder. And whenever this thing basically finishes drying, we should have ourselves oolong tea. And then with that, we can then automate all the crops much easier and not deal with create. Now what I just realized is we're going to need a lot of starfruit, and specifically the starfruit tree. So we're going to have to go get ourselves some more prismatic shards and get some more starfruit saplings. And it is the master cooker. We'll have to make this guy, another seed. Oh, you know what? We have to use one of them to make this anyways, so we'll be fine. So now with that unlocked, that master cooker, or master cultivator, there he is, and there's a starfruit. We'll buy 2 of those, and you guessed it, we're going to put it over here. Now the nice thing is this actually doesn't need to be under greenhouse glass. It can just be under its own thing because it grows year round. Now just between us, if you did manage to get to this point, here's a way that you can actually duplicate more of them if that's what you want to do. It's 100% going to be patched, but if you want to know how it is, this is what you do. Grab yourself some leaves. And you need bountiful fertilized farmland. Just do that. So there's like a little space, and I prefer just a little thing to step on, like so. And what you're going to do is quite simply turn off your magnet, grab your starfruit. Oh, you know what? I forgot to place them down. We'll do that in a second. But you place your starfruit down and grab your shears, and you just keep doing this. You can see we're still at 16, but eventually that number is going to turn into 17. Now we got 17. Now we got 18. And because I just thought we'll just stop at 18, but you get the picture. It'll be our little secret. And with that, that's going to be now the waiting game. Whenever these star fruits grow, we'll get ourselves our first ribbit hut. And look at that. It became a oolong tea block. So now we do is just break it. And you can see we get 3 oolong teas. Now all you got to do is place it in there. And I need those blaze thingies. And just like that, we got ourselves oolong tea. So we put this in there, submit, get a random tree sapling. We get a magic mirror, which we don't need because we already have. But the biggest thing is the fact that we can now do the ribbit hut right here. The master botanist. And look at it's right there. 32,700 gold, which is nothing. And then the star fruit, which will take a little bit of time, but again, that is nothing in the grand scheme. The master botanist, ribbit hut. Bam, there we go. And what do we get as a reward? We get 2 ribbit spawns. Okay, let me see. This is the middle of the chunk, roughly. Right here. So that would be 1. This is a 2x2. No, sadly, there's no real way of making this even. So we'll just do this. Okay. And then not enough room to place ribbit hut. Let's get rid of that. Alrighty. Ribbit hut placed. Now the only thing we're going to do is just wait until, I guess, 8 a.m. the next run. Okay, so the door has a entrance thing. I wonder then. I brought a cable over from the home. And then we'll just leave it there because I just want to see it actually harvesting. And then we're going to stick an importer underneath in hopes that that's all that we'll need. Or maybe it doesn't even need to be underneath. Can it just be like anywhere touching it? Alrighty, here we go. 8 a.m. Oh. It's doing it. You don't need the rivets. Does it do the whole chunk? Nice. All in there. Now then, let's see. And then just bam. Okay. Doesn't work. Let's try it underneath. Okay. Nothing underneath. So I guess it really is maybe the door. I mean, maybe try there. I don't want to see if I can like sacrifice that one. I guess let's get rid of it and test it. I mean, it's just one more, you know, like one less block. Like that doesn't really matter. Okay, that does work though. So we have to sacrifice 10 blocks and yeah, 9 and then 10 to auto export stuff, which is solid. Way better than my janky system right here. But that is all for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how long this will be because this was mainly just getting the ribbit hut, which thankfully finally have. It's not too bad. And gonna get rid of this whole create contraption. Probably do something else with it because there are other things. Because I'm not sure how, like, does this harvest everything? Like, would it do like cacaos and like the grapes? Something to think about. I generally don't know because like I'm wondering if it's just like this on the crops probably. But I'll go see and figure about that later. But I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, God bless, and good night.